Here I can already see what elements I'll lift from it. So I'm gonna have to put my game face on. Excuse all the unlabeled tracks. You'll notice that the project initially has been titled Spaced. It's because I was watching a lot of Spaced in the lead up to creating this. I also spent 3 days away from Facebook and rattled the tune out in that space of time. So it says a lot about productivity versus wading through Facebook pish. So I kind of like, let's have a look at what the elements are going to be kept from the start. And let's just click repeat section so I can work with a completely new bit of timeline. And we'll save it as a new version while we're here. Thinking out loud here, just like Ed Sheeran, 12-inch. I know where I want it to start. And that was with the string sample, which was it had a sidechain effect on it. And was taken from Splice. I use Splice quite a lot. It's a cloud library of some samples that you can warp to tempo, and they're also matched by key signature, which is really helpful. I'll just put the solo button off, and if you hear this on its own, oh, we've got crash already because I'm recording my vocal in a different digital audio workstation simultaneously. So we'll just check preferences, go even lower than the buffer size, see how it can handle that. And be patient, this is all coming together. Okay. Let's see what happens. So since it's a 12-inch edit, we're going to milk the intro for all it's worth. Start with a bar there, and I'll put a marker in just to guide myself. And just being anal, putting it back at the start, and then the next element that will probably come in. Let's just make sure I can delete all this nonsense. I've got more extra markers in. Don't know why. That might be get slightly confusing. But I need to make sure that my sections. Let's see if I can extend the project out. Give a bit more blank space. When does the actual project begin? Is that where yeah, so I'll take all the elements here because we're gonna be muting them all until I've figured out where things go. Oh, I've just undone that. Oops. This is live. Anything can happen. So just drag everything on every so slightly. So I'm working with that string sample. Let's find it again. That's the end, so we'll come to that point at some point. But we're going to loop this, copy this twice, and then bring some of the. I've got conveniently I can bring the drums and stuff from the other side, and I'll just build this in a colossal clusterfuck of clicking things accidentally and correcting my mistakes, of which I've made several in several lifetimes past, but we're dealing with this one currently. Okay. Perhaps the beat should come in there. 4 bars before, or 4 bars in. I had crowd noise party loop. That sort of thing. This is a very stop and start game, I'm afraid. This is happening in real time, so I'm building a song and talking to myself in my nutty room. Let's see what happens if we flex this fucker. It's probably going to sound horrendous. Yeah. There's a strange digital editing. Fuck it, will just be a ruthless trim. It doesn't really matter at this stage. Copy and paste. And bring everything in at once. Okay. Yeah, it needs to be a bit more seamless. How many bars is that? Let's do the maths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we'll bring the whole shebang in again with the groove, the full groove, of which I've got quite a lot of layers. So let's figure out what's going where once again. Leave the tambourine for now. These are quite useful. I'll bring this up. Show your work, they said, and deal with computer memory later on. I'm going to just take a bunch of those. Quite nice to bring in the wherever I put it. It's got a disco laser, it's called, and I think I bounced this to be a sound design I made myself. So instead of one falling laser sound, I had it go pew pew pew. So that can come in roughly here. Let's see what the pickup's doing. I might be missing drum bits at this point. Yeah, there's stuff that's not there. That needs to roll on. Percussion and loop and shaker and tambourine. And some extra bits and pieces. Oh. If the GCHQ or FBI are watching, hello, this is Oliver Farrell at 7:15 in the morning on the 28th of July 2020. I'm making mistakes again. Let's roll on with this business. This is getting into perfectionist territory and making sure these loops stay to grid, because I've got a strange snap scenario going on. What was other beats? Yeah, at that point we can bring in one of my other grooves, and then there was hi-hats to deal with somewhere, or the tabla, the exciting little tabla hits that give it an Eastern flavour, I guess. This is lots of extending loops till I figure out, because this is a 12-inch edit, so you're not going to blow your beans straight away. This is good advice from a semi-pro. Okay, so from the top, we just figure out where the next bit's going. Crowd noise makes it seem like I've got company. So we're already running into issues with that string. Yeah, also that. Let's see what this is doing if I extended this. Yeah, that's doing some weird sidechain thing, I don't like it, but just be ruthless with the editing. It doesn't really matter at this stage, but I've got the perfectionist tendencies. And that little siren can come in earlier. Sort of. Oh, even earlier than that. Almost. Something like that. I can't remember. Then another one. Fuck it. Introducing the tabla beat. Another siren coming in. Yeah. More strings to be had at this point. Give a bit of tension. Yes, can I flex that back? Will it get away with it? Where's the flex to the left? Can't stretch the other way. Let me flex one way. Just be slightly cheeky with the editing. Stretch it out. This is still slightly chaotic. Oh yeah, they've got the vocoder Songularity part, which sounds like we can figure out where things are going from that point onward as well. Keep the shakers going. And then I thought I'd bring in my acoustic guitar, which only gets a little appearance towards the end of the track. But at this point, let's just make sure things are shuffled along again, so that I don't run into issues later down the line. Shuffly, shuffly, shuffly. Right, now what am I dealing with now? Have I taken... Oh, I've taken some of the other parts away. Have I? Oh no. No, I haven't. Right, we're dealing with that. I have definitely taken some of the other parts away from my little loose arrangement. Bear with me. Moved along. If you've just joined, this is my Facebook Ads Live broadcast of remixing my upcoming release, Songularity, live streamed. This is happening in real time, but it'll be a pre-recorded Facebook Live post, so I don't know what time you're watching this yet. Depends on my upload speeds and everything else. So this acoustic guitar can come in at what point? At this point. It's sort of a science experiment, even though I know what the base materials are. Hipster bass, God knows. Keep that rolling. Make sure everything else is rolling as normal. It's just a disco. We're having a disco. Remember them? Maybe they can happen live again soon. Just check that was the right number of bar numbers from the start. With that one, marker 3 starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's even enough, I think. Give a little siren to lead in again. Almost missed the button. Flavouring it again with the relentless laser sound. I've got other effects we should probably put in these one-off. I don't know where they were. Laser sounds. We'll put one in when the tabla comes in. You can see. I don't know if this will actually. You can see that's my breathless tabla beat. From Logic, the sample library. There's Apple loops, always to be favoured when you've run out of ideas or Splice isn't delivering the goods. And another one here for a laser fall. And then we've got a bit in my song which, if I take the vocal out, it's already out. That might be a nice midsection to bring at this point. It's from here. It depends how long I extend the track out for, I suppose. I could go completely nuts with it, but I'm just trying to think a few steps ahead, because we'll probably get the Songularity refrain in from the vocoder. We'll try it against the guitars, and if it doesn't click, then it doesn't really matter too much because we've got the magic of editing. Oh, that's another desktop. I zoomed out too far. Told you anything could happen. So let's see what this does. Yeah, I put it in the wrong place. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, keep the groove going. Don't know why that stopped. I haven't copied it all the way across with all the extra bits and bobs. Exciting little drum loops. All these are individual hits as well. These are individual drum loop hits. Let's copy. I can't count. 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, don't want to cut them. I want to keep them coming. I'll just copy loads at once. Drag them out. Duplicate. Until you get bored of that relentless arrangement. Well, whenever the guitar stops, I'll figure. I don't need the last chord because that was a landing chord. I'll slice it at the appropriate point. Rather there. So back to the Songularity section with the vocoder. Goodest point is any to introduce the tambourine. I'll drag it in at bar 148 maybe? It doesn't the relevant bar numbers, but oh, it's 147. Like a perfect snooker break. And then I've got some kicks to keep adding because I didn't copy and paste enough of them. But at that point, it might be worth bringing in the bridge section instrumental on its own. 155. So select all. Big slice. Still ignoring the rest of this business here. I might need some of this stuff later on, but what we'll do for the purposes of putting the middle section in, and it's the second time it's the second appearance of the bridge section that I'm going to borrow from. Not that yet, it's later on. Yeah, this bit. Yeah, and it loops around again. Make sure I've copied. I've got to have to slice. Nifty slice here. And a nifty slice there. Nifty slices. And there's that one, another laser effect. I can bring that in separately. I just make sure I've got more of my slices in place. Slices was the name of the first album I ever made, so technically doing Songularity is me making the 4th album in my current incarnation, but As the Apes of Genius is ostensibly my 3rd album, and I haven't really developed much of it other than this song, which got carried away with, because the present moment is all that there is, and it's good to get excited about the present and get rid of fear-based beliefs at the same time, because you're infinite. So where does this go? Wrong place. So where does, yeah. marker 4. It's done a marker for me already. So just see what... Yeah, I had a cheeky kick there up here at the end. Might be good to start the song at that point, and then we've just got a slightly extended 12-inch. But what was I going to add? These whooshes, which came from Splice, and I used on my previous track for the Like a Player project called Relevant, which made me terribly relevant as I hid behind an alias called Voyeur Girl. How does that lead in? And bring that falling star sound effect in as well, wherever it went to. Like that. Oh, that's the wrong place. Did it not cue in? Just dribbly synths. Then the kicks can come back. I'll just put a marker in as well, just to keep me right. Bar 163. Bring these kicks back at that point. Take loads of them this time, because it's a thumper. 4 on the floor, 120 BPM. Can't really go wrong. Once again, if you've just joined me, this is the Apes of Genius taking you through me building an extended edition of my song Songularity for the sake of having bonus content which can be used in DJ mixes when live music in DJ sets and clubs can come back. So let's roll it from the top if you just joined, because you might want to be interested in what we're creating from scratch. Even though I've got all the source material as previously said, we're making a 12-inch mix. It goes like this. And the guitars. I am smoking a fag. This is a strange time to be adding nicotine into the mix, but it's an extended mix, and at that point we could probably carry on with the tune as it was from the start. So I'll take the first 32 bars is that all the elements that I've got at that point? There's only one way to find out, really. marker 5, dragging everything to the right, even though some of this is probably in order. I've lost track of my elements because I didn't label my tracks. That's always good advice, and I'll never follow it because I'm a law unto myself. Drag everything across. Have I done this acceptably? Marker 5. So yeah, I just need to bring in the bloody rest of the kits, even if it's just the 4 on the floor kicks. Let's see. Oh, that doesn't go there. It goes here. Oh, wrong channel. Mistakes made yet again. Let's see how it rolls on. I'll add another one of those falling siren synths. Then the vocal hook can come in there. The I'm you, you're me, we're in the Songularity. That'll be very important later on, the bit I've just dragged away. Let's see. I think I've had it isolated it from the start. Oh shit, done it again. Just copy it from which point it's going to come in. Repeat this 4-bar section. This is slightly ad hoc. Go to the vocal channel, wherever the hell I put it. Aim for my... Oh, can't do that. There's my vocal on its own, but at what point does it generate the rest of the track, or do I have to copy it all in? I thought I repeated the section. Let's see what happens. Aha, okay. It's brought me back. So and just double check that I've lost some kicks in the process. This has been perfectionist again. If you've just tuned in, you're watching Ollie Farrell create a song, which is an extended version of an existing song, which launches on Friday on all the platforms, or it's already on SoundCloud or YouTube, depending on which way you're thinking about time. then we can probably get away with delivering the track as it was heard from the record to the end of the song. So let's just play with it. At what point does it end? That sort of single hit. I've lost my place. Select all and drag to the left. Everything I own in a box to the left. And we'll fiddle about with popping it at this bit or slightly. Oh, it's going to beach ball. Maybe a slight missed it by 1 bar. So that's what we call a drop. We're going to put another falling riser. I'm going to set my timer to time the length of this 12-inch extended edit, which you've joined me in watching me create after the fact, because this is an as live stream. I'm going to get my timer up and go from the start of where I created the beats. Marker 3 was it? Let's see. Don't know how long this is, but when the time's up you'll hear this noise and so on. Here we go. Almost at the point of the track starting from the initial starting point. I've added a full 2 minutes on to the 12-inch edit, which will clock the final mix in about 6 minutes, we'll see. Could do with another one of those whooshes. Tighten that up a bit. Verse 1. Missed the last laser off that. Or did I? No, it was there. Clock's in at 6 minutes or so. So that's how you create a extended edition of a song you've already made previously. I might put it out as the full-length version on the upcoming album Songularity, which is expected to be delivered in March 2021, because I've all the other tracks yet to write. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it gets to save this recording. We'll find out. It'll all be once overed and edited, so it'll probably be done if I don't have to retake it. Thanks for following me. Your call to action now is to keep following me. Buy the music wherever you can, not just mine, anyone else's. Pay for it legitimately, and it'll give artists a chance to upend this nonsense saga of a year that is only teaching me a lesson about me, because I'm you and you're me, like the song I wrote says. So thank you so much. This is the Apes of Genius, aka Ollie Farrell, signing out.